We have always discussed and acknowledged Swiss supremacy in watchmaking, and that's true to a certain extent. So today's discussion is going to be about this particular watch brand, which in no way screams of expensivity or even exclusivity. Whoever said that luxury watches are always better hasn't run into a Vostok yet. So we have a Russian watchmaker today who's mainly famous for making watches for their defense services. So if you're looking for affordability, reliability and durability, watch this full video. It might change your perspective. Not only for the watch, but for the channel too. So subscribe first, watch after. So if I ask you to suggest me a watch to buy for 10,000 rupees or say $100, what names flash through your mind? Timex, Titan, Casio, Boderi, Addis Dive, Delhi Watch Company or Argos? While we are all caught up in the micro brand game and are going for the obvious, Vostok has made a name for itself. It is a force to reckon with, especially when we talk about making no-nonsense watches at the least. So no Chinese stuff, no assembling game, no twisting facts, just one watch built like a tank. Well, that's what Russians do best. So let's give it up for Vostok Amphibia. Now the Amphibia collection boasts countless watches in their series to choose from. Their website will wither you down with the kind of choices you have to make to choose just one Amphibia, because each of them is a beauty. And I also had to make some really tough choices, and I got that down to just one Amphibia, which is Vostok Amphibia 2416-13005B, and I have an alternate color in this as well. So here you are going to see two beauties in blue and green. First glance and you will start to appreciate the simplicity on this particular watch. A case size of 44mm and a lug to lug of 49 with a 15mm thickness makes this substantially larger in size. The case material, the crown and the case back material is made in stainless steel, which is of a very good quality. The glass here is a bit disappointing with an organic acrylic crystal which will swallow all the hits but leave the surface very scratchy. Amphibias are known for their water wading capacity with a 200-meter water resistance, and I often wear it for a swim. It does a pretty good job, I have to say. Now the weight of this watch is 89 grams, which makes it light in numbers, but the weight distribution is centralized, so it makes the watch wobble on your wrist if you wear it loosely. Overall, it fits really well with a polyurethane or simply put silicone strap, which has a dual pattern with waves on the top and checks on the underside. The dial here is a superb green and also blue depending on the variant you choose, with a gradient black towards the periphery of the dial. Vostok and other literature can be found in Russian, giving it a very cool vibe. A fluorescent paint on the arrow hands and markers can only suffice for reading time in the dark, but it won't light up like an aurora. The bezel here is in a matte black finish, which can be rotated in either direction and has a really good coin edge design for a tighter grip. The date window at 3 o'clock is pretty standard. Jump to the rear of the watch and you will find a beautiful world map etched with some literature. Now this is a screw down case back, and by the feel of it, you can easily break someone's head with it. Now are you curious to understand what kind of a movement is used inside? Well, this is an in-house 2416B caliber which has a 31 jewel setup that makes it more reliant, as you only need to get it serviced every 10 years. This is decently accurate with a variation of -20 to +60 seconds a day. A meager power reserve of 31 hours is okayish, but this watch is meant to be abused daily, so go crazy with this one. On the side, the screw down crown is huge, which is safeguarded by the casings on the side as well. Unscrew the crown and pull it out while it comes into a position where you'd find it wobbly. Don't worry, that's the safety mechanism to prevent it from shocks. The unusual part here is that there is no way to adjust the date with the crown. If it was a couple of weeks ago, donate your next 10 minutes to adjust the date, and that's a wrap for the features of this watch. So if you want to really choose an Amphibia, go onto their website, browse from the hundreds of models that they have across certain price ranges and pick one. Now this particular watch is priced for 6,000 rupees or just $80. But if you buy it in Russia, Other places that you could buy this particular watch in India is to order it from Commander's Key or Meranom. But they are highly priced and you would also have to pay customs on it. So eventually it would end up costing upwards of 10,000 rupees or $100. Alternatively, if you want to try this particular watch or if you want any other watch, slide into our DMs and I'd be happy to help you. Now, I don't want to discuss any alternatives here because this is one classic watch from a classic manufacturer. In fact, if I have to convince you, don't even go for it. If you take this watch in your hand, you will understand that this is one great example of Russian supremacy of watchmaking and building super reliable watches. I think every watch collector has bought a Vostok at some point in their life. Do you own one? The positives here far outweigh the misses, especially at the price point we are talking about. Vostok Amphibia is the one. Why? Because there are no frills attached, simplistic yet solid, and you don't have to get it serviced every other year. So the next thing to do after you watch this video is to choose your Amphibia, choose the platform that you're comfortable buying from, and take the dive. I just took my turn to frog it out with my Amphibia, and I hope you do the same. What are you wearing today?